see what's in the box. I sealed this up right after I didn't keep it. So I got this, I installed it, it worked great. It does raise the front end a little bit higher, probably like, I don't know, like 3 or 4 inches. And that's noticeable if you go and you look at like some of those Rad Rover or the similar bikes, you know, a lot of people have stolen this design. When you put the suspension fork on it, you can tell that that bike sits up higher, which really is fine because it helps with the geometry. It moves your butt further back and helps with your butt to crank placement, and it moves the bars a little bit higher relative to you. So I mean, it's a good change all the way around as far as I'm concerned. So let's see what's in the box. So this should be everything that's needed, and plus there's extras. So I'll get the packing in there the right way. So we've got, okay, so first things first, so we've got the fork. These stickers come right off with a heat gun, so you can get rid of those. So the fork's ready to go. This is the, there's 2 versions. There's the Coil Shock, and then there's the Air Shock. And this is the Coil Shock. It's the slightly lesser version. It's the $100 or so version, not the $150 version. And you can tell the difference because the plain old coil ones, they all have this lever on the side, which is for rebound dampening. This one adjusts preload. On the Air one, instead of having this preload adjustment, you would be able to open it up and hook a special pump. It doesn't take a regular pump. I mean, it'll hook up, but it doesn't work. So anyway, this works really well. And let's see, in this package, I've not even opened this. This is going to be the shorter stem. And I never installed it because once I put the fork on, I decided that I was going to go for the BMX look. And by that I mean I've got the BMX bars on my bike, and the fork is more of a mountain bike, commuter bike, whatever thing. And as such, since I ride this off-road a lot, I'll just lower the air pressure. I've got the front down to 5 and the back at 6.5 for off-roading. It works really well. So nonetheless, this is going to be the new folding stem that's required. It's a little bit shorter. I'll grab the original one here so we can look real quickly. So this is the new one. Let's compare that to the original one I have right over here. Okay, so here's the original one right here. So the difference being this. So this is called, let's make sure we got that in there for you. Yeah. So this is a Quill Stem, and this is a Threadless stem, and that's what the difference here is. The Quill Stem, they're both going to be identical, and they're going to open up the same way. Get out of the way. There we go. Thank you. So that cracks open like that one, and let's see. Oh, we got to press the release. That one cracks open like that. So we can see how they both install in the same and tilt in the same direction. And this goes with that one. So it works the exact same, and they're the same length right here. The difference is the Quill Stem versus the Threadless stem. And that's what we're doing over here. The Quill Stem is designed to slip inside. If I take all this head off, the Quill Stem slips in there, and you just tighten it up with tension, and that's what's in there right now is this. And you can do a lot of things with this. You can get an adapter, which I've done. I bought an adapter. Let's see if I have one laying here real quick. Here it is. So this is a wrong size adapter, but they call this a Threadless to Quill Stem adapter. And they make them in 2 sizes. They make them in, I think they're like the 21/2 size, and then they make them in like the 23/4 size. So we need the fatter, the 23/4 size on ours. And when I bought this at the shop, it was a thinner one. And I cut a piece of pipe and put it around there to make shims. This works perfectly fine, but ultimately I bought a correct size one in black. So you could, if you wanted to, you can go this route and make this modification, or rather, you'll end up with this instead. Or then, you can also slide this in here and go with anything else you want. But for the conversion here, we're gonna have this. So we're gonna get the fork, and then we're gonna get the stem, the threadless stem, and then of course your bars will connect right into there. So your factory bars will go right into there, just like they do on your bike right now. And then let's see, for installation, this includes this star nut, and let's see. So actually, I've included an extra piece here. So the way this all works, let me grab my tool and I'll show you here. In order to, so instead of having the quill stem, like on this one, you still need a way to tighten a tube within a tube, okay? And the only difference is this is a quill stem, which is a great design and has been around for, I don't know, a century. And now the other version are these compression nuts that work the exact same way, but they're smaller and fancier. So you're getting a couple with this. So, okay, so you've got this version here, which works great, and honestly that's pretty much exactly what you need. And then the fork comes with this cheesy star one. This is nice and removable on a whim. This not so much. Once you need a pipe or something to drive this down the correct depth or whatever, I guess it's here. And then when you want to take it out, they make removal tools, but honestly, yeah, this is smooth. So honestly, this one you could just keep pounding out with a PVC pipe. But then it's plastic. It doesn't seem reusable to me. These are great. They're simply 2 cones with a screw and then a metal sleeve that goes around it. And as you tighten it down, the sleeve expands and it grips it right in there. Both these, though, they leave you with a hole, okay, to put a screw down through, and that's what you're going to end up with here. So ultimately, you're going to end up with. You're going to use the screw. What screw are you going to use for that? I'll find that. I'm sure it's in here somewhere. You're going to use a screw, and this is going to be in the top of this pipe. There we go. Let's turn it around the right way. So that's going to be in the top of the fork. You're not going to use this one. And then this is going to come and slip around here. And then that goes in there. And the screw goes in there. And it all tightens down. And it clamps up like that. And then you're going to be in business with a suspension fork. So let's get out of the way and take a look at that. So here's what your suspension fork is going to do for you. And if we line these up essentially the same, we can see that, let's see. Yeah, you can pretty clearly see that it's going to go, well, no 2 ways around it. This is going to now be up here. So you are going to increase the front height on this bike by probably 4 or 5 inches, which is not really bad. It's great because it just gives you a different, better seat position and better clearance and all of that stuff. So tons of people have done it. They love it, no problem. So let's see what else we're getting with this. So we're getting these and this, getting this. What else is in the box? So that's it. That's the only thing that's in the box. This is just a protector that snaps right in here for shipment. So the fork, the threadless stem. Oh, you need the threadless headset. Duh. All right, let's see here. I got that. And I think I found the bolt that I needed. All right. All right. So here's part number 3 that you need. Is you need a new headset. So on the factory bike, let's see if it's still in frame. No. There we go. Okay, so on a factory bike, the headset is the plates and the bearing and the plate and the bearing It's for my thumbnail down, okay? So it's this little part, it's this little 1/2 inch wide thing. So this is all frame, and then this is the top part of your headset, and then up in here there's some bearings and there's some bearings. So that's what you're gonna get right here. You need this also. So now I went ahead and I got the Ritchie, which is sealed bearings. These are really nice. These are these awesome bearing cups. Everything is all sealed. And this then goes down on a fork. So this will get, no, I apologize. Oh, so there is one piece. It's a bottom race. And the bottom race is what this bearing comes and sets across. So here we go. I'll show you what it looks like. So when we put it together, so once you take your old fork out, this new one goes in. These are interchangeable, yes. So your bottom one goes on right there. This then slides up. Your top one goes on. This is a little loose because then this blue spacer comes down, and then this cap comes down. Now you've got some decision. This is a long tube. Nobody talks about this, but this needs to be, actually the other guy on YouTube, this needs to be cut at this point in time, because you don't want your handlebars to be an extra 6 inches high. If we did that, when this comes out, so head here, so you can see this needs to be cut, because this only needs to be long enough to put your new folding stem on there. If for whatever reason you wanted a ridiculous circus clown high, nothing says you can't do this. But yeah, let's see here. This is at the bottom of this, so this is going to be this tall. Yeah, right about there. Good Lord. Well, you can't see on camera, but it's tall. So anywho, what needs to happen is this then needs to be cut down about like this, so that this fits on here. And it's easy. All you need is a stupid hacksaw for it. So this is your new headset. So you'll end up taking the old headset out. It's the other one's just like 4 pieces. And then once this is cut to length, okay, you've got your thing the right length, that's when you're gonna end up looking like this. Okay, that's when that's gonna end up in there. And then you'll have this on here, and this will be pressed up against there because it'll all be the right length. And then I will find, there's a screw that comes down and goes into this. Oh, I think I have it right here. Let me look. Yeah, I think it's this one right here. This should be it. Yep, sure is. Well, let's see, I got a shorter one. Is that one better? Well, that's a hex one. That's a nice looking one. Let's see. Fits right in there, doesn't it? Yeah. And then they'll work on this one too. It's stainless. Yeah, so we'll do that one instead of this. So then, let's see here. This will be in here. This will come down through there. Yeah, let's make sure this other one wasn't designed for. Hold on. Oh, no, I need the extra length of this one. Never mind. Okay, so out those go. Okay, so then this ends up getting screwed in down to here, and then this will end up closing, and and voila. So now you're back to sticking your handlebars on, and you're done. The nice thing is when you take your handlebars off, all you got to do is undo these clamps and put those handlebars aside, make this modification, and then put your handlebars right back on. You don't have to fart around with all of that brake stuff. You're just messing with this. So anyhow, these let's see here. This, I want to make sure this screw ends up in here so it doesn't get lost. This, we're going to get all the Ritchie components put back together. So we've got this, and then this goes with this, and this, and then this. Alright, so now that is at a minimum what you need to get it done. And I think I spent like 90 bucks on the fork, and it's gone up in price. I think I spent 35 or 45 on the stem, and I spent 20 bucks on the headset, and then I think like 20 bucks on this one too. So I probably got like 175 in it all. So, and that was with me shipping and you know, a month from China. So 175 is a pretty good price if you are interested in doing this sort of conversion. I'm probably going to let this go and sell it for somewhere right around there and just ship it to the lucky winner for free. So this is going on the fork. Now, before I put this back on the fork though, so that's the easy way to do it all. You will though run into, you saw the guy on YouTube that shot a video of cutting it all. You need some spacers. Well, you don't need, but they're a fine idea to have. So they come in, you know, these are 30, 30, 30, 30, 20, 10, 5, 3, 2. So there's every one that you really need. Now what you end up with again is this fork, you know, you're supposed to be right here, okay? And you're supposed to have made your cut really well, so that when all this is nice and tightened up, you're not left with a little bit of silver right there. And if you are, and if you're too not wanting to recut this, then you take this off and you find the right length size spacer, and now you put that back on, and voila, now it looks beautiful. Or alternatively is you go ahead and you cut it for the spacer, and then if you for whatever reason screw your cut up, well, now you got a second chance to cut it right. Okay, there you go. Now you'll notice that this is a tapered, this Ritchie. The reason we got the Ritchie is because of all the bearing diameters and everything. I believe it's a 44, 50, 44 is 44 bearing, 52, 44 bearing, I believe is the numbers on it. That's what's on the original Nico H185 headset, and then there's a replacement Nico H184 headset. I think I got those numbers in the correct order. The 185 is designed for threaded, which is, you know, the Quill Stem, and the 184 is designed for the threadless. But the problem is you can't find that Nico one. It doesn't matter. You can use any brand you want as long as it's the 44/50/44. And if I got those numbers wrong, I'll correct it here. But yeah, you can use any set you want. So now with that being said, the Ritchie set that I got here was like $20 odd, so it was a good price. You'll notice the difference though is on this Nico head, it's a flat. It's very flat, and this one has a little bit of a taper, which doesn't really matter because by the time you get that stuck up against the bottom of your head or the bottom of your stem, you just don't even notice it. Who cares? It's a bike, it's parts. Now, if you do end up spacing it out though, for whatever reason, then no matter what the top of your head looks like, then you end up with this. And I'll be honest with you, that's just not a really good look. If you were putting together a mountain bike, where you get one of those fancy little mountain bike stems that then slides onto here and then goes off, yeah, some of those guys need, or even a road bike or whatever, some of those guys need a lot of spacers, and then they've got their nice little stem that goes off and grabs their fancy old bars. So, I spent like $30 or $40 unnecessarily on all of these spacers. It's just crazy. But you can do the job really without any of the spacers, so what else? So like I said, I've got about $175 here in parts. It's a relatively easy conversion to do. You need, what do you need? You need an Allen wrench, and let's take a look and see what else we need. We need an Allen wrench, and a pair of needleless pliers, and honestly, that's about it. It's a very easy job to do. And that guy on YouTube that shows it, he's the one to watch. So there we are. So that's kind of a summary of how and what goes into doing the conversion with the fork, and the amount of money you're going to spend on it and the time. It's very easy skill level. Honestly, as long as you have a hacksaw and the ability to measure rudimentary, then you cut that pipe and you're done. It's super simple. If you don't, then take it to your neighbor. One of your neighbors has a hacksaw and would love to cut that thing for you. And if you don't know how to measure, that guy that owns a hacksaw does. So anyhow, great conversion. Have fun doing it. Hope you enjoy.